Welcome, NEMT operators, to The Right Direction, presented by RoutingBox. I am your host, Matt Greco. I'm the marketing manager here at RoutingBox. And for those who don't know, RoutingBox is an NEMT industry-leading software with over a decade of helping NEMT operators across the country simplify and grow. Find out more by visiting routingbox.com and book time to speak with our team of experts today. All it takes is a 15-minute conversation. We can get you going in the right direction with your NEMT operation. Before we bring on our esteemed guests, I just want to take a minute here and let you know what we have in store for you here on The Right Direction and what we're doing with this show. If you are in non-emergency medical transportation industry, this is the show for you. We will have on experts in marketing, manufacturing, insurance, and operators just like yourself to help guide you and give you their best advice when it comes to growing your business. Our guests will offer tips and expertise to point you in the right direction, hence the name of the show. So without further ado, let's bring on our guest this week. He is the managing partner at Osborne Digital, Mr. Harry Chambers. Harry.
How's it going?
Right direction, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How's it going today?
Pretty good. Really, really good.
Good. Well, happy to have you on. I just want to, before we get into the main topic of the episode, which this episode will be about the top 3 marketing tips to grow your NEMT business. Just tell our viewers more about yourself, your business, and where the viewers can find you and get in contact with you.
Yeah. So like Matthew said, I'm the managing partner of Osborne Digital. We are a marketing agency that is strictly based in the NEMT space. About 80% of our client base is in the NEMT space, and we specialize in being able to get our customers private pay clients. We do that through various advertising methods. One of the main ones is Google advertising as well as Facebook advertising, but we work with our customers to not only be able to advertise and get that volume to their business, but we also work in the technology space using artificial intelligence to help qualify those leads that we're able to get through Google, Facebook advertising, and various platforms. We've been in the space probably about a year now. Our agency is about 2 years old. We originally started, having kind of just e-commerce other service-based business clients. And then we somehow got pulled into the NEMT world. I mean, we brought on our first client, and then from there, it just kind of steamrolled. It was kind of funny because I have a supply chain background, so I kind of being able to understand the methodology of moving things from point A to point B.
Right.
So I always say that NEMT kind of organically found us, and we can't get rid of our clients. But I think it organically found us, and we've kind of found our niche because a lot of the service offerings that we offer as an agency really fit well with NEMT operators, especially owner operators,
right?
Especially those people that are trying to scale their business, because most of the time, a normal NEMT operation would, kind of be broker based. So we like to encourage our clients to, not only diversify your client base with private pay clients, and we show them how to do that via our advertising methods. So yeah, we've been doing it for a while now, and I think we're probably one of the only marketing agencies that is specifically designed in the NEMT space, and we're happy to be here. It's a fast growing industry that I don't think it's a secret anymore, but there's so many NEMT businesses entering the space these days that and the crazy part is that there's enough rides to go around, because it's definitely a needed service across the country. So we're based out of Dallas, Texas, but we have NEMT clients all over the country. So appreciate you for having me today. I'm very, very excited to talk about the 3 key marketing things that you can implement in your business, or you can hire us to implement as well. So thank you for having me.
Yeah. Absolutely. The pleasure is all ours. And marketing is such a key in this industry. Not only did you mention how much it's growing, a lot of reports out there and articles you'll read project the NEMT industry to grow by double by 2028. So not only is it growing, but it's also extremely competitive. So marketing is a key factor in getting your business out there, getting your brand awareness and people to know you, and getting on clients and long-term services. And Harry's, of course, here to help us with that. Yes. So we'll put Harry's info right here at the bottom of the screen for you to contact him. So looking through our NEMT social media groups, that's how I came across Harry. with all his awesome social media posts and all his helpful information. So tell me, Harry, just what, as we start here, what got you interested in the NEMT industry and helping those in the business and with their business in terms of growing it? Is it
Yeah, it kind of, I mean,
viewers, like, is it, you, like you said, it's just one client and then it kind of steamrolled?
yeah, it was because my first client was just kind of a small one person operation, right? So I kind of related to that because I started my marketing agency. It's kind of like a one person operation. It was just kind of me, and my wife was helping me do stuff in the back office. So it kind of inspired me to like try to see these people grow their business and start their business from the ground up. I mean, from purchasing the vehicle to getting registered, doing all this stuff, and not having like not having a client like right then. It's like, okay, I'm starting my business, but in the future, I know I'm going to get a client. So that kind of inspired me. So I relate really, really well to NEMT operators who are building their business from the ground up, because I had to do this exact same thing. So, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of start through word of mouth. Through my first client, she had someone who also was trying to start an NEMT business in another state, so we connected together, and then from there we started doing our own advertising to NEMT operators, getting with different NEMT coaches in the industry and kind of servicing those folks as well. And yeah, I mean, it's just been inspirational to hear everyone's stories as to why they've started their NEMT service, whether they've had a loved one or something that needed medical transportation and they couldn't find anything, and they had to I don't know, take a day off work and transfer their grandmother to the hospital for a medical appointment. There's so many stories of people that are sacrificing, that I think that it's an important story that needs to be told. And I think the handling of the clients is very, very important, because it's a very, very important service. So we take that responsibility very, very seriously. And yeah, it's very, very inspirational to kind of hear the stories as to why people have started their NEMT service. And we want to be a part of that story to help them to success, for sure.
Absolutely. That's extremely well said. And that's the great thing we experience here at RoutingBox too, is hearing those stories. And this is an industry that impacts people and impacts communities, right? I mean, if these services weren't available, people cannot get to their dialysis appointments, or they need that means of transportation. So it is an extremely important industry, and the the gratitude one feels in hearing those stories is it has weight in itself,
Yeah, exactly.
and
Yeah.
it's great as a marketing person. You and I, fellow marketing people here, it's great to share those stories and tell those stories, because you're doing good for the people in your community and having an impact. So,
Absolutely.
and especially in Dallas, which is such a large
Huge
area.
metroplex.
Texas is huge.
Yeah.
Dallas is huge. There's a large volume of operators there that RoutingBox works with, and we know of, and it's really diverse as well in terms of the size of the state. Texas is very interesting because of the size. Houston and Dallas are far apart, and Austin is all these cities are far apart. So you really have to go outside of your typical, let's say, 50-mile radius to secure business. And that's where marketing comes into play, and really getting your brand out there, really getting your marketing up and in your budget and marketing running to get your name out there and secure those services.
Absolutely.
So, and speaking with these NEMT companies, just before we get into our tips here in terms of growing, and speaking to your NEMT companies that you spoke with so far, what is like an area they are struggling with when it comes to growing their business? Is it purely marketing? Is it securing clients and long-term contracts and things like that? What is an area that they're really struggling with when you see?
Yeah, I would say it's a mix of things. I would say, as some of the smaller owner operator NEMTs, the biggest thing for them is follow-up, right?
Yeah.
It's easy from an advertising perspective, because there's a need. There are people searching for a service. I'm just putting your business in front of the people who are searching for that service. Now, once they start calling and filling out their quote forms off of your website, how quickly are you responding to their needs? Are you picking up the phone immediately? Are they going to voicemail? Are they being routed to someone else? When they fill out a quote form, how quickly are we responding back to those folks with an estimate for their ride, so they can make a decision on whether to move forward or not? So I really preach customer experience when we're talking about NEMT, especially the smaller ones, I'll always tell them customer experience is going to reign supreme, right? There's a reason why I pay $9 or $10 for a cup of coffee at Starbucks, right? I can get coffee
Right.
cheaper, right? But it's the customer experience, right? I know it's reliable and I know what I'm going to get every time I get there. So you bring kind of that same mentality to your business. You want to make sure people have a good customer experience. But yeah, one of the biggest things right now for owner operators is going to be follow up, because you can't multiply yourself, right? I can't create two of me, one person to answer the phone, one person to talk to make sure the drivers are going to the right place. I have to be able to extend myself for follow up. And what we do as a marketing agency, we have ways to engage. And I know we're going to get into the tips. I don't want to give away the candy.
This is like an extra tip for
yeah. I don't want to give away the candy too soon. But we
tip.
work with the companies to implement, automations, technology within their business to make sure that a call never goes missed, or an opportunity never goes by for them to bring on a new customer.
Yeah, the chain of communication is so important in this industry, whether it's from dispatch to driver or driver to passenger. Just that whole cycle of communication is key, because and then in the end, it's the retention as well. If you have good communication, if you let your passengers and patients know when they're being picked up and you're on time, and what needs they need, if they need special needs while transporting them, just the communication between all aspects of the NEMT operation is very key to growing.
Yeah, you hit a good point. One of the things I try to tell folks is that follow up within the first 30 minutes is probably the most important thing you can do for your business. Because think about it, right? Let's say I'm at a medical facility, and I see your company come up, right? And I'm calling, I'm like, hey, I need a ride, right? If I don't get a contact within that first 30 minutes, there's so many other options, right? So I may go to the next business and they pick up the phone, right? And so that company now gets the opportunity to have my business only because they were the first person to pick up the phone. So we stress follow up first 30 minutes, give that person back a call or text. Text is huge right now. And if you can do that, you'll see your business grow, and your customers, their experience with you, you'll be able to get that repeat business for sure.
Absolutely. And like I said, that's a bonus tip. That's not one of our 3. So we're actually giving you 4 tips on how to grow your NEMT business, but follow-up is extremely important. So, all right, let's get into just what this episode is about, and that is 3 ways you can grow your NEMT business, 3 tips you can help grow your NEMT business. And let's start with tip 1, and that is using AI chatbots to scale your NEMT business. Now, AI is a buzzy term in today's day and age, for sure. Yeah. Everyone's using AI, everyone's using ChatGPT, things like that. So how do you think NEMT operators can use AI to help scale their business?
Absolutely. So yeah, it's a hot topic these days, and the technology is advancing so fast and so rapidly. Like tomorrow, like 2 or 3 months from now, the capabilities of what it can do versus what it can do today will be completely different. But so we own a chatbot building platform that we offer to NEMT clients. So essentially a chatbot, if you've ever been to a website and you see something pop up in the bottom right corner, it'll have a call to action message like, hey, I see you were visiting. If you click on that, you can start engaging with the company. So what we do with our AI chatbots is that we nurture the lead. So if someone visits your website and they have a question, or they want to get a quote quickly, or an estimate of a quote quickly, we design our chatbots to respond to the customers in real time, answer their questions, provide estimates of rides, as well as just kind of filter them through the sales process or the funnel process, right? So it's one thing to have people engage or go visit your website, but in today's age, the speed of information, people are looking for answers pretty quickly, right? I go to your website, there's usually 5 pages, and they usually don't even want to scroll through all 5 pages to figure out what they need. So for those people that are looking for information quickly to make a decision, the chatbot, they engage with the chatbot right there on your website. They can get their questions answered because it's a time-saving thing as well.
Absolutely.
In order to scale your business, we talked about before, you can't multiply yourself. You can hire more employees. Obviously, that's the more expensive option. But the chatbot essentially becomes an extension of you, right? It knows about your business. It knows your hours of operation, knows your service area. It knows how much it costs to if you're doing wheelchair load, it knows how much
Right.
the additional cost will be for a wheelchair, right? So it's giving all this information to your potential customer in real time on your
Right.
website. So now you go from, hey, I may have to hire a virtual assistant, to, hey, I'll have the chatbot direct or handle a lot of my customer Q&A or my customer frequently asked questions. Or it can become a tool for your virtual assistant, right? So the chatbot that they engage with, right, that whole data set or the conversation it's stored. So, if the virtual assistant needs to call the person who interacted with the chatbot for follow-up, right? We talk about follow-up being very, very important. They can pull up the chatbot log, see what was talked about, and now they can engage that customer knowing already what they wanted, right? If they wanted, one way or round trip, it knows, what origin and destination they were interested in. So now we can start having engaging conversations and more time-saving conversations right off the bat. So chatbots are a huge way to scale your business. And right now we have 4 clients that are implementing chatbots in their business. These are owner operators where it's them and a driver, or them and 2 other drivers. And it's completely flipped the amount of phone calls that they're getting about repetitive stuff, right? You'll get a call, hey, do you guys take Medicaid, like 10 times a day, right? So those frequency of calls takes away time from you to do other things in your business. So whenever you can save that time, we understand time is money, you're able to put that time towards something else that's more important in your business. So it's one of those things it's really a hidden gem. I'm really excited about it because not a lot of people are taking advantage of
Absolutely.
AI chatbots in the NEMT space specifically, and that's where the huge opportunity is. But yeah, we customize and design down to the response, to the avatars, to literally the entire conversation flow. So I know our information will be at the bottom if you guys want to reach out, but that is a huge opportunity that even if you aren't in the advertising space, or you want to get more private pay clients, if you're dealing with brokers and they're visiting your website, a lot of the Q&A can happen right there on your website without the frequency of the same repetitive phone call. So that is definitely one of the best ways right now to scale your business, and probably one of the most least expensive ways to scale your business versus hiring a new employee or something like that to handle those phone calls. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a great feature to have. And as you said, time is money. And I feel like AI is all about automation, right? And a lot of people in this NEMT industry, you can be a driver and a dispatcher, and you can wear a lot of different hats. So your time is stretched thin.
Yeah.
So using AI chatbots, using features like in RoutingBox software, for example, our route optimization or quick assign, which is a feature we have that one click and it's routing your trips for the day. Using things like that to automate your business by saving time, you're saving money, and you're dedicating sources to help grow your business. So those are great features, AI chatbots included, because like you said, you have literally a 20 to 30-minute window to respond and answer questions, or they're moving on to the next person to get a trip for them. So that is a great first tip. Let's move on to tip number 2, Harry, and that is how to get private pay rides through Google Ads or Google advertising. How do your clients and yourself use Google to grow your business?
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, a lot of our clients were primarily in the broker space, where they were just kind of filtering through broker calls to kind of get rides. So I always preach diversify your customer base, because you never know when you'll have those slow periods. So we've been able to get our clients about 5 to 10 private pay rides a month through Google advertising. So essentially, Google advertising it's a pull advertising. So if someone is searching for your service, searching for medical transportation, right? Google says, okay, who's offering medical transportation? And it's showing those ads to the people who are searching for the service. So you're automatically getting warm audiences. So you're not dealing with cold audiences. So the thing about Google advertising is that we make sure that our clients' businesses are being shown to those people who are searching for the service. And you'd be amazed at how many searches per month. I'll just take Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, for example. There's over 1,000 searches for medical transportation related terms in DFW alone per month. The question is, when those people are searching for those services, what are they being shown, right?
Right.
So that's where the opportunity becomes. I want to make sure that my business, let's say you're only capturing 10% of that, right? That's still 100 searches per month that your business is being shown to, right? So if we're able to match those businesses with those people who are searching for those services, we're able to bring on more customers, bring on more private pay customers. I know we talked about chatbots as the tip one,
Yep.
but the tip two is also with Google advertising, there's a way to have a live chat link that is shown on your ad. So once they click the live chat, it goes to the AI chatbot. So they're able to see the ad on Google, interact with it, click, say, hey, I think I got a question about your service. Let me click on live chat. And then it opens up the chatbot in your website. So they're able to, again, engage with your website without calling you, without human interaction, without a phone call to the business or email to the business, right? So they can get their questions answered immediately. So it's another way to scale your business if you combine tip one and tip two. But again, tip two is strictly about Google advertising and how we do it for clients. So we create and set up and manage the Google advertising account for you for 30 days. So we're a lot different than some other marketing agencies where it's more of a retainer type service. Our philosophy is that we get the Google ad account into a place where it's sustainable, right? So we have all your keywords already baked in within the first 30 days. And after the 30 days, we say, hey, you want to take on the account, or you can manage it yourself. Just go in, turn your budget up, turn your budget down, depending on your financial situation. But again, and if you want us to manage it, an additional 30 days, it's only like $149 for us to manage an additional 30 days for that. But again, we give because a lot of our businesses are smaller owner operators, small businesses, we have to, our pricing model is more geared toward giving that latitude for them to change or, decide how they want to do month to month.
Yeah.
But again, Google advertising, Google search is one of the most sought platforms in the world.
Absolutely.
More people use Google than any other search platform. So it's a great, cheap way to get your business in front of the people who are searching for your service. And we help you do that.
Right. And we use Google advertising here as well. And I cannot stress this to rank on Google, to have Google bring up your services. You need a website, and having a website is.
There's no reason for you not to have a website. In 2024, you got to have a website. You got to.
If you don't have a website, at least have a Facebook page or something where people can find you. In prospecting and things like that, I run into dozens and dozens of times a day people who don't have websites and companies that do have websites, and those who do have websites and they look good and they look professional and they have means of contacts on those websites. It just goes so far in terms of brand awareness, and I don't want to say legitimacy because I feel like that's too strong of a word, but just it's so easy to create them too nowadays. Sites like things like that.
10 years ago, what a website would cost you,
scary, right? Sometimes it's scary to you, like, oh, I got to design a whole website. Well, now it's just drag and drop, and it's extremely simple to and they practically give you the website with templates, and then you just kind of personalize it to yourself.
Yeah, and we've actually had clients who don't have a website as well, and they didn't want to pay a developer to do it. So we said, we have a template that we sell to clients. Say, hey, we have a template. We'll give you the template. You can fill out your own information, but it already comes with your book a ride form. It comes with it's all through Wix. So we say, okay, we'll steer you toward the Wix platform or whatever.
Right.
You want to have your own CRM, but you can build out your website and build out your specific. Where we say, hey, here's the template. Just go pull out the information. It literally takes a couple of hours for you to go in and put in the information.
It's so simple these days,
Yeah. So we try to meet clients where they are, but again, website is so you can get a website from anywhere. But if you push us enough, we'll give you the template and you can go ahead and fill out the information.
Absolutely. Creating websites, designing logos, they're so simple these days. You can go to any website and do that. And it goes so far in terms of just brand awareness. And like
Absolutely.
I said, just having a presence in this industry. If I was needing NEMT services and I was searching for medical transportation in my area, and there was a Google listing with no website and a Google listing with a website, I'm definitely
Absolutely.
drawn to that
Every
one with a
time.
website, with a brand, with a logo, with a presence. So
Yep.
it's so important, and Google advertising is just a caveat for that, and it's very important to help your brand awareness. And Google advertising can help you generate clicks, and then converting those clicks into leads. So it's a great
Absolutely.
platform to utilize, and Harry's services as well doing that. So final and third tip here, probably the one we cherish the most being in marketing here.
Yeah.
Control your marketing budget. Where should you spend your money? Harry, you work with customers that are securing contracts with nursing homes and medical facilities and whatnot. And, different marketing budgets go through different things, whether it's info cards or website presences, as we previously mentioned. So where should NEMT operators spend their money, or where do you advise them to spend their money, and how can they control their marketing budget, and how can it help them grow?
Yes, very, very important. So for those who don't have a marketing budget, right, it's very, very important for you to understand how much should you be spending on marketing every year, right? How much is your customer
Right.
acquisition cost? I think the Small Business Association recommends like 10% of your annual budget should be dedicated toward
Yep.
marketing, right? So we already know if you're making a certain amount of money per year, let's say 10% is dedicated toward acquiring new customers versus whether you're advertising on whatever platform you're advertising, but 10% of that should be dedicated per year to acquiring new customers. So that's the marketing budget. So now the question is, okay, I have my money allocated or set aside. Where should I be spending my money, right? And I
Right.
think there's three tiers of advertising in terms of platforms. Google advertising is going to be your pull marketing, where we talk about warm audiences. So that's
Right.
going to be probably your cheapest pay-per-click platform that you can have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you use Google, go after private paid clients. Probably on the low end, you may get a facility that may see your ad on Google, but for the most part, it's going to be private paid consumer clients, right? There's tier 2, which is we use Facebook advertising as well. So Facebook advertising is still consumer based, but I mean, obviously, everyone engages on Facebook, whether they work at a medical facility or they're using it for their personal account,
Yeah.
right? So you'll get a mix of people who work at medical facilities, or people who are just browsing the internet and see your ad on Facebook.
Right.
Facebook is also cold advertising, but there's elements to it that you can have warm audiences in Facebook as well. So that's the tier 2, and these are tiers by cost as well. So Facebook is also another great platform to reach out to consumers and introduce your service, introduce your brand. Now, when we get to talking about medical facilities and those long-term contracts, right? Everybody wants those. There's the most sought after thing in the NEMT industry. From an advertising standpoint, LinkedIn is another platform to do that, because everyone on LinkedIn has to have, right? They have to list where do I work? What's my job, right? So LinkedIn allows you to segment your ads based on job title. So let's say if I wanted to go after medical facilities with less than 5,000 employees, those are going to be your physician offices. Those are going to be your nursing homes. We try to steer away from some of those larger hospitals, because the decision makers aren't really people who are on the LinkedIn, right? So we try to steer toward the more smaller healthcare facilities, and we do that via LinkedIn. It is expensive. I think the minimum on LinkedIn in terms of ad spend is $30 a day, and that's the minimum, right?
Yeah.
So although the cost to acquire a customer is a lot more expensive on LinkedIn, the value of the customer is a lot more, right? So let's say the acquisition cost to acquire to get someone even interested in your ad on LinkedIn, let's say it's $200, right? I spent $200. I got one person interested in my service. If that one person is a long-term care facility or nursing facility, right?
Yeah.
They're going to spend way more than $200 worth of rides over the
Great
long term. They
ROI.
have a good
Yeah.
experience. So there's, depending on what your marketing strategy is, there's different tiers or different strategies or
Right.
different platforms you can use in terms of your advertising. I always say, hey, if you're just starting out, NEMT operating service, you're trying to get into private pay, grow your business through Google. It's the easiest, quickest, cheapest way to do it.
Right.
Then as you continue to bring on those customers and have those repeat customers, you can start branching out your marketing budget into some of those other avenues, whether it's Facebook or whether it's LinkedIn, to acquire more customers and acquire more valuable customers. So I know that's a long spiel, but it's very, very
Yeah.
important to understand that you, as an NEMT business, you have options. You have options on where you want to spend your marketing
Right.
budget, and it's all dependent upon what your strategy is and what your customer strategy is. How much do you want to diversify your customer base? So
Yeah.
we help customers in every different tier, and we provide some insights as well. I think our pricing is the same regardless of whatever platform you want to advertise on. It's just different strategies and different expectations that we like to set based on those platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all great information. And I cannot stress how much or how important, I should say, budgeting is, especially in the NEMT operating industry, whether it's insurance or vehicle maintenance or obtaining new business or using it towards marketing. There's so many different variables and so many different gears in this NEMT machine that
Mm-hmm.
you need to budget your money for. It's employees or growing so much.
Yeah.
Budgeting is key, and that's why I say that this is the most important tip, because
The most important for sure, because you have to, like, everyone wants to advertise, everyone wants new customers. Okay,
right.
what have you, from a strategy standpoint, have you set money aside in order to do that? And that's the first thing you should do. Kind of look at your portfolio of business, your financials, and say, okay, I'm spending money on this, this, and this. What am I doing to acquire new customers? That should be your first question.
Right.
How am I acquiring new customers? Because if you don't have new customers, you don't have business.
You don't have business. Exactly. 101 stuff. Right. No, all great tips and tricks there. So if you are an NEMT operator and you want to take advantage of all these tips we have given you today, make sure you contact Harry. Harry, where can, again, for the viewers, just where can they find you, contact you, reach out to you?
So we have a NEMT specific website for our business. So if you go to Osborne Digital NEMT.com, you'll find us. Osborne is OSBORNE Digital NEMT.com, and you'll find us. You can also find us on Facebook as Osborne Digital. We're on Instagram as well, Osborne _ digital. You can see a lot of our socials there and our community of NEMT business owners as well. We're in plenty of Facebook groups and stuff like that, but those are our socials where you can find us. You can find our pricing on our Osborne Digital NEMT.com website as well. And feel free to reach out to us. I mean, send us an email. We get back to you fairly fast. Within 24 hours, we can get together. So we like to set up like a consultation. The consultation is completely free, no obligation. We just kind of sit down with you and kind of talk through, from a strategy standpoint, where you are with your marketing, what your goals are. And then from there, we formulate a plan to say, hey, based on your goals, this advertising platform is probably more suited for you. So let's say if you want to say, hey, I want to advertise on Google, we sit down, talk to you about your goals, and then we send you a proposal. Our proposal actually includes how many people are searching for medical transportation related terms within your service area. So before you even get into it, hey, there's 100 to 500 people and 500 searches per month for medical transportation in my field, in my service area. So it gives you an idea of, okay, what should be the expectation from how many rides am I able to secure via advertising. So we do that. After the consultation, we get going. We get your Google account set up and all the bells and whistles of giving us access and stuff like that. We walk you through that entire process. But yeah, after you've done that, we're off to the races, getting phone calls to your business, getting people to fill out the quote forms within your website. And then again, if you're If you're combining the Google advertising with the chatbots, you get the chatbot free with the advertising package. So you're trying the chatbot essentially free for 30 days for the first 30 days. So you can kind of see how people are engaging with it on your website. Right. And then after that, you just pay the hosting and maintenance fee for the chatbot month to month. And you can cancel at any time. But we have yet to have anybody cancel the chatbot because it saves them so much time.
It's a great service,
answering those phone calls. So
it's a great
you pay $85 a month for the chatbot. I mean, if you're spending 5 to 10 hours a week answering phone calls about repetitive questions, you've saved the money already, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a great way to engage with your audience. But yeah, I mean, Facebook, Instagram, directly on our website. Send us a message on Facebook. Send us a message on Instagram, or email us. And I'll give you guys our email address. Our email address is marketingteam@osborne-digital.com, which is also listed on our website. But yeah, give us a call and we'll get a free strategy session started so we can learn more about your business, learn more about your marketing strategy, and learn more about your goals.
Absolutely. Those are all great tips and tricks again. And once again, we'll put Harry's information on how to contact him at the bottom of the screen here. So please reach out to Harry. As you can see from our time here today, Harry is a great resource for helping you grow your NEMT business. So make sure you contact him and list his services as he spoke. All these features, all these tips are great ROI for growing your NEMT business. So with that, I have to once again mention, if you're looking for software, of course, to help you, this is all part of the package.
Very important.
Make sure you talk to our team and book some time at routingbox.com and learn all about what our software has to offer, saving you time, saving you money, making you more efficient. That's what RoutingBox has been doing for over a decade, helping NEMT operators grow all across the country. So with that, Harry, thank you so much for joining us here on The Right Direction, helping NEMT operators get pointed in the right direction. Hope you had a great time, and we'd love to have you back on in the near future, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Harry. Appreciate the time.